Now on CoastTV News.
A Supreme Court ruling on immunity, raising more questions than answers.
The Indian River in Millsboro getting some long-awaited attention. The details on the big dredge that's coming up.
Marijuana in Milton, the steps town council is taking to regulate the sale of the drug tonight.
Plenty of sunshine across the Delmarva. How long does the low humidity, though, stick around?
This is CoastTV News at 5.
A 6-3 ruling on presidential immunity has sparked new debate across the country, leaving many wondering if man can actually be above the law. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 5. We begin tonight with that ruling by the Supreme Court.
In a long-awaited ruling, the Supreme Court handed a partial victory to former President Donald Trump. The justices decided that presidents are entitled to immunity from prosecution for official conduct while in office, though they can be prosecuted for actions taken in private capacity. The case is now headed to a lower court to determine what is an official act and what isn't. NBC's Alice Barr shows us how this impacts the charges against the former president for his actions surrounding the 2020 election.
The Supreme Court today setting a new standard for presidential immunity that effectively hands a victory to former President Trump. The High Court ruling the former president is immune from prosecution for official conduct related to his presidential duties while he was in office, though not for personal acts.
The tricky part is what is an official act and what is not an official act, and how are we going to decide it?
The case now heads to a lower court to sort that out, making it highly unlikely Mr. Trump will go to trial before the November election on charges he tried to illegally overturn the 2020 election results, culminating in the January 6 Capitol attack. The former president calling it a big win, while a senior Biden campaign advisor said the ruling doesn't change the facts, arguing that Donald Trump snapped after losing the 2020 election. Protesters on both sides reacting outside the High Court.
I think Trump's role on January 6th was the commander-in-chief.
I'm outraged that American citizens will go to the polls in November not knowing the details.
The decision grants immunity to core presidential powers, including Mr. Trump's contacts with Justice Department officials as he sought to reverse the 2020 results, and outlines presumptive immunity for acts on the outer perimeter of official duties, like his discussions with former Vice President Mike Pence. In the majority opinion, Chief Justice John Roberts writing that immunity for official conduct is necessary to safeguard an energetic, independent executive. In a blistering dissent, the three liberal justices said, quote, "The court effectively creates a law-free zone around the president, upsetting the status quo that has existed since the founding." In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
And it seems most Americans have a negative view of the Supreme Court right now. In a poll released last week before all of this happened, only 16% of U.S. adults said that they have a great deal of confidence in the High Court. 40% said they had hardly any confidence at all. When it comes to the court's handling of presidential power and immunity, 66% had little or no confidence in the court. Meanwhile, 70% believe the justices are more likely to shape the law to fit their own ideologies.
President Biden is not dropping out of the presidential race, despite concerns from members of his party. The president's advisors tell CNN the president's family encouraged him to stay in the race and privately discussed whether top aides should be fired. Over the weekend, the president's campaign team told supporters that the president dropping out would only, quote, lead to weeks of chaos and leave the eventual replacement weakened ahead of the election.
All this mud in the Indian
River is soon going on its way out. CoastTV News reporter Kevin Zappe shows us how this project will reshape the Indian River and why for those in the area it's long overdue.
It is.
This may look like a pristine stretch of waterway, suitable for boating, but if you zoom in, you could see most of it is actually mud. And that's the way things are up and down the Indian River. Diana Parker lives right on the water and says it's been a problem for years.
The dredging is needed, extremely needed.
And now that's exactly what's going to happen. The Delaware Department of Natural Resources say they plan to start dredging the Indian River this week. And just to really drive home how overdue this project is, check out what CoastTV found when we made a trip to the dredging site. To show you how bad the dredging is needed in Indian River, as you look right behind me, there is a boat that got stuck here just this morning. Although the family was rescued, they had to leave their boat behind. And Parker tells us that's something she's seen before.
Because there was a family out here during a thunderstorm, and they had to bring in a rescue squad, and there was a young family with babies and toddlers, and they had to take canoes out to them and to bring them inland.
Once the dredging project is all said and done, the boat is in position to begin dredging, and the people that live along the Indian River hopes that all the time, money, and effort can really clear a pathway for boats and beautiful waterways. I'm Kevin Zappe in Millsboro, Coast TV News.
Since 1964, over 50 million passengers have made the ride on the Cape May-Lewes Ferry. The launch of the ferry 60 years ago was the culmination of a half-century's worth of desire to somehow connect the 17 miles between Cape Henlopen and Cape May. Now we have a shot of the very first customer. Andrea Lippy had a black Mustang on July 1st, 1964. Check them out. The ferry cost just over $7 million. It was a significant one for all of Delmarva.
It was always anticipated that a southern crossing would be a good thing. The roadways weren't as developed as they are today, so it was a long slog to get up to Wilmington and over the Delaware Memorial Bridge. And people wanted the flow of tourism between the states with a southern crossing.
The cost of a one-way trip with the car on the ferry for those first crossings in 1964, it was $325. Today it is $38. Now we have more on the early days of the ferry and its future coming up on Coast TV News at 6.
How about that first car? What a stylish first car to have. This brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what's your favorite activity to do while on the ferry?
Let's take a look at the results so far. Take a look at your screen. Enjoy the view and look for wildlife are split. Kind of similar answers, I would say, but I got to go with the wildlife. Read or relax, eat and drink, also getting a little bit of the pie.
You know, I like all the options there, but it's eat. That's what I do. I eat when I'm on the ferry. If you haven't voted yet, you can still do that. Go to Coast TV News or use our Coast TV mobile app.
Let's go ahead and take a live look outside right now into Laurel, and we will check in with our First Alert meteorologist, Chris Mastrobueno, on our First Alert weather. Good evening, Chris.
Good evening, Maddie. Boy, I tell you what, I know it's Monday, but not much to complain about in the weather department across the Delmarva. Plenty of sunshine, just a few cumulus clouds. Bay Health Cam in Dover checking in this hour. 80 degrees. Remember last night we had dew points upper 70s, so we've got that sticky air mass out of here, and it's going to be a pleasant evening across the area. 79 by around 7 o'clock. We should see a mix of clouds and stars, but clear skies overnight. Check a look at those temperatures. Pretty uniform from the coast inland. 79 Rehoboth Beach, 80 in Seaford. A bit breezy at times. We've seen gusts anywhere from about 20 to 30, but those winds should subside through the overnight. As I mentioned, just a few cumulus clouds over the area. We are seeing a northerly flow, high pressure settling into the eastern part of the country, and we are going to be in for pleasant weather over the next few days by tracking a warm-up, the return of 90-degree temperatures in that 7-day forecast.
Happening now, tax increases are the center of attention in Lewis. 2 public hearings are scheduled. The first deals with the new lodging tax that city officials want to be 3%. That would apply to hotels, motels, or tourist homes. The second is for short-term rental tax going from 5% to 6%.
Here's something interesting. The Delaware General Assembly is looking to amend parts of the Delaware Code relating to noise control of animals and barking dogs. House Bill 124 prohibits pet owners from allowing their dog to bark for an extended period defined as continuously for 15 minutes or more, or intermittently for 30 minutes or more. There are a few exceptions. That includes dogs in animal shelters and dogs that are being provoked.
Right now, the Milton Town Council is meeting, and they could take steps towards banning marijuana businesses. According to the town's agenda for tonight, they could schedule a hearing on how recreational marijuana will be regulated within town limits. Right now, a draft ordinance would ban manufacturing and testing facilities, as well as stores that sell the drugs. One person we spoke with thinks these type of businesses would disrupt the quiet community.
I think it's a bad idea. All it's going to do is attract the people who want to get high for whatever reason, and I don't think it's a good idea for this neighborhood.
Town Council is scheduled to either enter executive session at 5:30 and then pick up the meeting back at 6:30. We are on this story and we'll have updates tonight at 11. Coming up, you might want to dust off your resume if you're looking for a part-time job. There's been an increased interest in part-time workers.
Irish Eyes Cam in Lewis checking in at 78 degrees. A beautiful night to hit the town for a nice bite to eat. We will check that 7-day forecast that looks a bit hot and steamy.
But first, as we take a live look at the Bay Bridge now, this summer is expected to be a record-breaking one for travel. That's up next.
Bay to Beach Builders is celebrating 20 years of helping families on Delmarva turn their dreams into reality. As one of the highest-rated home builders in the nation, we pride ourselves on offering the best home building experience. Choose from our award-winning home designs, or we can customize a plan that's tailored to your lifestyle. With Amish-built homes starting in the low 200s, we have a home for every stage of life and every budget. Start your journey by visiting one of our 2 convenient locations, or learn more at baytobeachbuilders.com.
Got a plumbing problem that can't wait? Then why would you? At FH Fur, we know how frustrating it is to be stuck waiting for help, which is why we offer same-day service guaranteed. Whether it's a leaky faucet, a clogged drain, a broken pipe, you name it, the expert plumbers at FH Fur are standing by and ready to get you out of hot water. Or maybe into some hot water, if that's your issue. Same-day service guaranteed, regardless of your plumbing predicament.
877-GOLFER, FHFur.com.
If you want your trade-in to be worth more down the road, then shop Toyota, the best resale value brand according to Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com. After the first 5 years of ownership, the average vehicle is expected to retain about 42% of its original value, while these Toyotas are predicted to be 12 to 20% higher, which can mean thousands in savings. Toyota is your best choice for today and tomorrow. Toyota, let's go places.
When you're close to the land and the sea, you can taste the goodness. The historic Lewes Farmers Market brings farms closer to tables. Meet the growers, talk to the people that milk the cows, and pick the perfect peaches. Organically grown fruits and vegetables, sustainable meats and eggs, A2 dairy products, artisan breads, and fresh local seafood.
The historic Lewes Farmers Market is in the park every Saturday from 8 to noon and at Crooked Hammock Brewery every Wednesday from 8 to 11:30 a.m.
This is Coast TV News at 5.
Let's take a live look at the Bay Bridge, which will certainly see a whole lot of traffic and travelers this holiday weekend. It seems every other weekend travel is breaking records, and this weekend is no different. AAA's forecast covers June 29th through July 7th, and it predicts more than 70 million Americans will go 50 or more miles from home during that time. Now, that would be the most ever for this holiday. AAA says that Wednesday before the 4th and Sunday, Monday afterwards, those are going to be the busiest days on the road, so be prepared.
Boeing has agreed to rebuy Spirit Aerosystems. It's one of its major suppliers and manufacturing partners. It's all part of its plan to shore up safety. The company was originally spun off in 2005, but still makes major parts of several Boeing models, including the fuselages for the 737 MAX. Spirit has been involved in several safety issues for Boeing, including the door plug blowout in January.
There are new signs that U.S. businesses are looking to hire more part-time workers than full-time workers. A recent analysis of millions of postings on the job site Indeed revealed the demand for full-time workers. That's been flat from January 2022 to May of this year, but part-time employment was up nearly 9%. The industries that were most likely to advertise part-time work as of May were beauty and wellness, personal care and home health, retail, and food preparation and service.
Well, as we check out our Bay forecast, Cambridge, Crisfield, waking up to temperatures in the upper 60s. Plenty of sunshine for your Tuesday. Getting up in the 80s. We'll check out how long this low humidity lasts in your first alert forecast next.
At Matt the Carpet Guy, we take our work seriously. That's why we employ the best of the best, to ensure you find exactly what you're looking for. With a warehouse big enough to keep everything in stock and a showroom we can bring to you. The hardworking team at Matt the Carpet Guy brings affordable flooring within reach. We have cash and carry LVP starting at $1.99, perfectly installed every time. Matt the Carpet Guy, flooring done right, the family way.
Chesapeake Healthcare welcomes new adult medicine doctors to their team. Dr. Mitchell Gittleman and his associates are accepting new patients at their office at Winter Place Parkway in Salisbury. Chesapeake Healthcare also expanded their adult medicine team to accept new patients in Pocomoke and their office in Berlin. Together, Chesapeake Healthcare offers an expansive team of adult medicine doctors and practitioners across the Lower Shore in Salisbury, Princess Anne, Berlin, and Pocomoke. Call the office near you today to schedule your appointment.
Transform your bath today with Baths by Spicer Brothers.
Call now and ask about our Refresh for Less promotion and get a new bath or shower for only $69.95. Plus, get 20% off all upgrades.
Imagine stepping into a beautifully renovated bath designed by our experts and installed by our certified professionals.
This offer is hotter than a sauna and won't last forever. So don't miss out on our Refresh for Less promotion for just $69.95 with 20% off all upgrades.
Before you sign, keep Baths by Spicer Brothers in mind because you deserve the best.
The big issues: abortion, civil rights, healthcare. When Trump policies were attacking our rights, County Executive Matt Meyer fought back. Now Trump is promising a national abortion ban and huge cuts to healthcare coverage. Matt's healthcare plan will reduce costs, not coverage, by increasing competition on the exchange. And Matt's plan will protect women's access to abortion, always. So call Matt Meyer. Tell him you support his plans to protect Delaware values.
Come to Out in the Light, where your treasure awaits.
Nestled in the heart of America's coolest small town, Out in Delights is not just your average gift shop, but where you can go for extraordinary finds, carrying items such as nautical decor, vintage vinyl, jewelry, holiday decor year-round, souvenirs, and toys. Don't forget to add a little fun to your shopping by checking out Zoltar or our penny crushing machine. Find what delights you at Out in Delights on Main Street in Berlin, across the street from the Mermaid Museum.
CoastTV First Alert Weather. Your safety, our commitment.
Well, picture perfect weather on the Delmarva as we open up the month of July. Have to take advantage of these days with low humidity while you can. Temperatures pretty uniform from coast towards the inland areas. 79 in Rehoboth Beach, cool spot 74 in Ocean City, 80 in Milford. Well, yesterday we had dew points in the 70s. Well, check this out. Dew points are in the 50s. That comfortable air mass has arrived, and it's going to be here to stay, at least for the next few days. Title as Casual Furniture checking in. Laurel Cam, 79 degrees. And as I mentioned, a beautiful night to head on out. Temperatures falling into the upper 70s by around 7, and we'll see clear skies through the evening as temperatures fall to around 71 degrees. Well, there's the front that pushed through last night. High pressure settling in towards the eastern half of the country, and we're going to be seeing clear skies here over the next few days. Pleasant conditions. No rain, no thunderstorm chances, at least towards till the end of the week. There you see, by around 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, clear skies, waking up to temperatures in the mid-60s. We'll continue to see that north to northeasterly flow. Plenty of sunshine into your Tuesday afternoon, and we'll see a mix of sun and clouds as we head into our Wednesday. So mostly sunny skies for your Tuesday. 83 in Harrington, 77 Rehoboth Beach. We'll see 84 in Cambridge, 85 Vienna, 73 Ocean City, 83 in Salisbury. So as we head to the beach tomorrow, pack on the sunscreen. Some really nice beach days shaping up here over the next few days. 75 in Assateague as we head towards Fenwick Island, 78 degrees. We'll see 84 by Thursday, so temperatures are going to warm up there. Lewis checking in at 81 and Rehoboth Beach, 77 degrees for your Tuesday. 61 degrees, starry skies. We'll see a northeast wind at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. Continued sunshine for your Tuesday, and we'll bump things up to the mid-80s by Wednesday. As I mentioned, the humidity levels are fine through at least Wednesday, but then we skyrocket back into that tropical feel by the end of the week. Speaking of the tropics, Beryl, massive hurricane, made landfall in the Windward Islands early this morning. Still packing winds sustained at 150 miles an hour, and this system is making a beeline to the west, and unfortunately will continue to make headlines over the next few days as that storm pushes west. 90 for your 4th of July. We'll continue to see the humidity levels increase by the end of the week, and then we'll introduce some storm chances back into the forecast with that humidity back in the fold both Friday and Saturday, but temperatures hovering right around that 90-degree mark by the end of the week.
Pretty hot. Thank you, Chris. Well, there will be a slight change for homeowners in Salisbury this week. Trash pickup that would be on July 4th, well, it's going to be scheduled now for Saturday, July 6th. All city offices will be closed on the 4th. Normal hours will resume on Friday, July 5th.
Delmarva Power is empowering local communities in ways that go beyond reliable energy service. Their grant program provides $35,000 for environmental and resiliency projects, including open space preservation and improvements to parks and recreation resources. Applications are open now. The deadline is August 30th. For more information, you can visit Delmarva Power's website.
July is National Vehicle Theft Prevention Month. Maryland State Police have released a few tips to help you stay one step ahead. Apparently, Maryland has experienced a significant increase in car thefts. That was 2022 to 2023, due to the national trend of Kia and Hyundai thefts being on the rise. Now, state police say use an anti-theft device. Kia owners, you can actually pick up one from a nearby dealership. Don't ever leave your keys in your car, and try your best to park in well-lit areas.
But the car thing, the keys, don't leave them in there. No. Still ahead, new concerns as the diagnostic criteria for Alzheimer's gets an update. Stay tuned on CoastTV News at 5.
Has your kitchen remodel been on the back burner?
Move it forward now and take advantage of our biggest kitchen sale of the year.
Paul Davis can restyle your kitchen for half the cost of a traditional kitchen remodel. Get all new doors, drawers, and hardware without any major demolition. And the best part is, it's done in as little as 3 days.
We'll bring the showroom to you as soon as tomorrow and give you an estimate that day.
Call now to get $1,500 off, plus free hardware and no payments, no interest for 12 months. Call Paul Davis.
The restoration and remodeling experts.
Brought to you by Dry Zone, your local crawl space experts.
I'm proud of you, son. Thanks, Dad. That means a lot. This home wouldn't be possible without the foundational life lessons you taught me. Call Dry Zone. What? To protect your crawl space. This is Delmarva, son. Just like your life, your home's foundation needs a dry crawl space. Call Dry Zone. They're the oldest and the best. Just like you, Dad.
Protect your largest investment with Delmarva's local choice, Dry Zone, the oldest and the best.
As your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we wear many hats. We take pride in serving our members and our community by going the extra mile in everything we do. Because we not only work here, we live here.
We're Delaware Electric Cooperative, and we're proud to keep the lights on.
Check out Preston Ford's 4th of July sales event and see why everyone is saying cars cost less in Preston. This 4th of July, you could save over $8,000 off MSRP on a new 2024 Ford F-150 XLT. We have a wide selection of over 900 Ford models available for immediate purchase. Shop with us online at PrestonFord.com and we'll deliver it to your driveway today. The 4th of July sales event is the time to get your best deal at Preston Ford. Remember, cars cost less in Preston.
At Atlantic General Hospital, we've been busy. Busy expanding healthcare services that are second to none in our region. From cancer care and women's health services to orthopedics, gastroenterology, and more, we provide advanced health technologies delivered by top providers. Expert care every day. It's what you can count on from Atlantic General Hospital.
Weather is sponsored by Paul Davis Restoration, your storm damage experts, here to help now.
Well, we all know that we have earthquakes here, but have you heard of Mars quakes? New research suggests Mars is getting slammed by hundreds of basketball-sized space rocks. A similar study estimated between 280 and 360 meteoroids hit the red planet each year. Researchers in that study also identified about 80 Mars quakes that may have been caused by those impacts.
You may know of the video rental company Redbox. Well, their parent company filed for bankruptcy. The company disclosed it was nearly $1 billion in debt and that it owes millions of dollars to several different entertainment companies. Redbox has reportedly not been paying employees for a week, and medical benefits have already been suspended. Filing for bankruptcy could help the company fix those issues if a Delaware court approves the company's plan.
There are growing concerns after new diagnostic criteria is released for Alzheimer's. It calls on doctors to rely on biomarkers from lab tests or brain scans, rather than pen and paper tests of memory and thinking. The change is meant to catch the condition earlier at its most treatable stages. Outside experts say people, though, can have biomarkers without ever developing dementia symptoms, and they're unclear whether giving a person expensive medications before they show symptoms will benefit them in the long run. It's time to take one more look at our CoastTV poll. What's your favorite activity to do while on the Cape May-Lewes Ferry? Because it's the 60th anniversary of the ferry. Enjoy the view is up to 42%. Look for wildlife, a close second at 39%. Read and relax at 8%. And Charlie's answer, eat and drink, that is 11%. Well, if you haven't voted yet, we do want to hear from you and maybe share some comments about your favorite things about the Cape May-Lewes Ferry. We could show those at 6 along with updated results from that latest poll as we celebrate the anniversary.
Give me a breakfast sandwich, I'm happy. Coming up, you can help make a Postal Workers Day just a little bit brighter by showing them your appreciation today. Stay tuned on CoastTV News at 5.
Fresh shrimp happens at the shrimp boat. Steamed crabs happen at the shrimp boat. Crab cakes happen at the shrimp boat. Seafood happens at the shrimp boat.
The Shrimp Boat Restaurant and Seafood Market is open for the season. Stop in for a free sample on Route 611 between Assateague and Ocean City today.
Dine in, carry out, fresh market too. All fresh caught and brought to you.
The beauty is hard to miss at Ocean City's premier golf course, Eagles Landing. Overlook the Sinnapunxton Bay's salt marshes and enjoy the unspoiled beauty of Assateague Island National Seashore. Eagles Landing offers 5 sets of tees, making the course playable for beginners and challenging for most skilled golfers. And the Caddy Shack Cafe and Pro Shop ensure golfers have everything they need. Find our best rates at eagleslandinggolf.com. Eagles Landing, upholding the tradition of the game.
Windsor Teak of Falmouth Island offers over 100 different teak tables, over 24 different extension tables featuring self-storing leaves. They come in 2 different heights, dining and counter, plus 2 different widths and 2 different shapes, oval and rectangular. Extension tables start at 66 inches long and go up to 138 inches long and can seat from 6 to 16 people. Plus, over 36 different folding tables. Our drop leaf folding tables can be used with 1 or 2 leaves up. When both leaves are folded down, you can store the tables in just 7 inches of space. The drop leaf tables come in 3 different heights, dining, counter, and bar, and come in 4 different shapes, oval, round, rectangular, and square. Don't forget to check out the non-folding tables, coffee and side tables, and buffet tables. Drop by our showroom and smell the teak, or visit our website at windsorteakfurniture.com. And remember, teak lasts a lifetime.
Transform your bath today with baths by Spicer Brothers.
Call now and ask about our Refresh for Less promotion and get a new bath or shower for only $69.95. Plus, get 20% off all upgrades.
Imagine stepping into a beautifully renovated bath designed by our experts and installed by our certified professionals.
This offer is hotter than a sauna and won't last forever. So don't miss out on our Refresh for Less promotion for just $69.95 with 20% off all upgrades.
Before you sign, keep Baths by Spicer Brothers in mind, because you deserve the best.
If you see your mailmen today or any postal carrier, be sure to thank them for all they do. That's because it's National Postal Worker Day. Whether they deliver, sort, or keep things organized, July 1st is their day. These men and women work diligently and consistently through heat, rain, sleet, and blizzards, and 6 to 7 days a week.
Gorgeous look from our ocean view cam. Pretty much a perfect day across Delmarva and pretty much anything you can do outdoors this evening. We're going to see those temperatures fall to around 71 by around 9. And remember, you can get your latest forecast by calling 443-880-9100. And there's your latest Paul Davis 10-day, 90 degrees for your 4th of July.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you for joining us here for CoastTV News at 5.
For more news, more local weather, remember, download that CoastTV News app.
Inside Edition is up next.
And we're going to see you later tonight for CoastTV News at 6. Have a great evening.